Before the Sphinx had a face, before the sun god ruled the kings of Egypt, and before pyramids scraped the very heavens, one pharaoh changed what it meant to be divine. His name was Djedefre, and he reshaped kingship forever. When Djedefre ascended to the throne around 2566 BCE, Egypt was living in the shadow of a giant. His father, the great Khufu, had just completed the Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument so vast it seemed to conquer eternity itself. The benchmark was impossible to surpass. So, Djedefre didn't even try to outbuild his father. He chose a path that was far more ambitious and far more dangerous. He chose to redefine divinity. Djedefre's rise to power was anything but smooth. The court of Khufu was a labyrinth of ambition. Princes, priests, and high-ranking officials were constantly vying for influence, forming and breaking alliances in a silent, deadly dance for power. Djedefre wasn't even the expected heir. Whispers from history suggest a fierce rivalry with his half-brother, Khafre. When Khufu died, the power vacuum created a tense, volatile atmosphere. In this world, authority wasn't simply inherited. It had to be seized, proven, and defended every single day. Djedefre began his reign not with a crown of laurels, but with a target on his back. In his first major act as king, Djedefre made a decision that must have shocked the entire kingdom. He abandoned Giza. Instead of building his own pyramid complex next to his father's colossal monument, he moved his entire court 8 kilometers north to a desolate plateau called Abu Rosh. This wasn't an act of weakness or surrender. It was a bold declaration of independence. Djedefre refused to live in Khufu's shadow, both literally and symbolically. By physically distancing himself from Giza, he was signaling a break from the past and carving out his own path, his own destiny, and his own definition of what it meant to be king. And it was here, at Abu Rosh, that Djedefre initiated one of the most profound religious shifts in all of Egyptian history. For the very first time, a pharaoh officially added a new title to his name, Sar, meaning son of Ra. Before him, kings were primarily seen as the earthly embodiment of the god Horus. They were gods on earth, yes, but their divinity was tied to a complex web of mythology. Djedefre simplified and elevated it. By calling himself the child of the supreme sun god, Ra, he wasn't just claiming a divine connection, he was claiming a cosmic one. Kingship was no longer just a matter of lineage or political might. It was now an integral part of the universal order. The pharaoh ruled not just because his father did, but because the universe itself demanded it. This single title changed everything. At Abu Rosh, Djedefre began construction on his own pyramid. For centuries, its ruined state led archaeologists to believe it was either unfinished or deliberately destroyed by his successors. But modern analysis tells a different story. The evidence now shows that Djedefre's pyramid was indeed completed. It incorporated advanced construction techniques, including a descending passage carved directly into the bedrock and a burial chamber lined with massive granite blocks. For a time, it would have stood as a monumental testament to his reign, clad in shining limestone and capped with a gleaming pyramidion. Time, not failure or malice, was the true destroyer of his pyramid. Djedefre's legacy suffered because stone did not survive him as it did his father, Khufu. The sands of Abu Rosh reclaimed his monument, and with it, much of his story. But Djedefre's revolution wasn't just theological, it was also artistic. Under his patronage, royal portraiture underwent a dramatic transformation. The statues commissioned during his reign moved away from the idealized, godlike perfection of his predecessors. Instead, they embraced a startling realism. His portraits show a man with individuality, perhaps even signs of age and the burdens of rule. We see a human face, a recognizable person. This was revolutionary. The king was still divine, still the son of Ra, but he was now a god with a human face, a bridge between the cosmic and the personal. It was a powerful statement about the nature of his new kingship. Djedefre's reign was tragically short, lasting only about 8 to 10 years, and then, as quickly as he had risen, he vanished from the historical record. His brother Khafre, the very man he may have competed with for the throne, succeeded him. In later Egyptian traditions, Djedefre's reign was often minimized or even ignored. His monuments at Abu Rosh fell into neglect and were later quarried for their stone, leaving behind the ruin we see today. His name began to fade into the dust of history, but his ideas did not. This is the true, enduring legacy of Djedefre. Every single pharaoh of the Old Kingdom who came after him adopted the title Son of Ra, every solar temple built to honor the sun god, every new sun cult that emerged, every divine king who claimed a cosmic mandate, all of it traced back to the revolutionary vision of Djedefre. Khafre, Menkaure, and all their successors ruled not just as Horus, but as sons of the sun. He didn't build the biggest pyramid. He built a stronger, more resilient idea. So why does Djedefre matter today? His story teaches us a powerful lesson. Stone can crumble, monuments can be torn down, and names can be forgotten. But ideas, true revolutionary ideas, can outlast even the greatest pyramids. Khufu may have conquered eternity with limestone, but Djedefre conquered it with theology. He didn't just rule the land of Egypt. He staked his claim to the sky. He is the king who took the sun, and in doing so, ensured his influence would last for millennia, long after his own pyramid had turned to dust. If you enjoy these deep dives into ancient history, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because some kings change history not by what survives, but by what lasts. Thanks for watching.